Hey guys, so today we are going to be designing a stole. So we are in Canva. We're going to go over here to create. We're going to go down to customs, and stoles are usually, I want to say, depending on the one that you're going to make, first we're going to go to inches, and then the height is going to be about, hmm, I do 36 and then 11. Because each stole is approximately 5 inches wide, especially at the bottom, and about 32 to 36 inches long. So this is what we're going to have. And I like to come over here to elements, go to frame, and I'm going to get a rectangular frame, drop that in, and make sure this is about 5 inches wide. And I'm going to duplicate that and put this over here. So this is normally what we have, but just for border purposes, I always do half. But we always want to make sure that we're designing in the middle, and you don't want your design to be too wide, especially when it comes to up here. Down here is a little wider than up here on a regular stole. So over here, we're not going to design no more than 3.5 inches. And down here, we can give a little bit of grace and nothing bigger than like, I want to say 4.5. And then you can lock it in or you can leave it like that. And if you do not, for some reason, want it to be like this with the frames right there, you can just, let's duplicate that, add another page, and then we can come over here to shapes, get this, make this about, I would say 1 inch. Drag this down like that. Same thing with the top. Drag that up. And let's center it in the middle. Now this is definitely going to be white, but for now, we're just going to see where it's at. And then if you want to, let's go to elements and look for I say this one, let's make it like pink. So we're going to type in pink background, and I would love to do some kind of like croquette type of image. So let's find something that's going to be really good. Really poppin', set as background. So we have our background. And for this one, that's how it's going to look. There we go. And you can either do both of the same or one, or, like I did, just drop a different one in there. I want to lighten this up a little bit because I think it's a little too dark for what I'm trying to go for. And I would like it to kind of match the other one in color. I think I like that one. So for these, we're pretty much just going to find things that go along with it. So there's nothing right or wrong about designing. It's just about what looks good to the eye of the beholder. Is that how you say it? Now this is a little too blurry. So we're just gonna get rid of that. Sometimes glitter be glittering and sometimes it just looks a little too blurry, especially when it's zoomed out. And then we're gonna flip that vertically and put it down. In designing, you definitely want to make sure that you have some kind of symmetry. And that's why sometimes when I put on the top, I put it on the bottom. If I put it over here, I will put it down here or, something like that. This can definitely give it a little bit of texture. It's like a little glitter texture type. And let's position that. Go to positions, go to layers, and let's just drop this underneath the glitter. Okay, that's really good. Let's see if we can change this to a different kind of pink, maybe make it a little darker. There we go. Now we've kind of built, our little, I'm going to duplicate this and drop this in here. And I'm going to make sure that I bring down the transparency because I'm only wanting it for the texture type of look and not necessarily the color or the feel, just for the look. And I'm over here designing two different stoles and I only need to design one. That is me for sure. So I really like this. And I know it's supposed to be like a croquet thing, but I do definitely like this for that. So I'm gonna come over here, and this is how my designs always change. So I'm supposed to be doing croquet, but I'm like, "Mm," because in my head I still wanted to do cheetah too. But so we can always go to frames. Let me see. Elements. Let's go to frames down here, and we are going to go to a paper type of frame, the ones that are torn. And you can always get one of these torn looking ones. Let's drop that in there. Position, bring it to the front, drop it in. If it cannot drop in, we're going to click, make sure that's highlighted, remove the background. And once that's done, drop that in and boom, we created a little cheetah print frame. Now, I don't want it to be all over. I just want it to be in certain sections. So I'm just going to do it like this. Let me see if I can find another frame because I had one. Maybe it's not in Canva. Maybe the one that I had. So I want this to be detached. I want the prints to be detached from the actual frame that I already have it in. So I'm going to right click, click on these three dots, go to detach, and then drop it in this one. Let's delete that. This one's probably not going to give me what I'm looking for either. Okay, so these are the ones I'm looking for. Here we go. Let's see what this one is called. Because I don't even know what is that called. But we're looking for more of like a ripped type of feel. So let's go, let's detach, drop it in there. Let's delete that. Delete this frame because we just want to add this here. And then add this up here in the corner. And let's make this a little bigger. Drag this a tiny bit. Same thing with this. Okay. So now we can go back to regular elements. And I think that's about, this is really good. We can add a couple of glow. So let's go to pink glow. And then just put a couple of, oh, make sure we lock these frames in because what we don't want to do is have a whole bunch of elements dropping in. And switch up the sizing. Now, whenever I drop the photos in there, then we can pretty much like spruce it up even more and make it look, you know, how it really needs to look. But for now, I'm just adding a couple of glows just so that it's in there. Do not want that one. You can use that one. This one. Let's see how it looks on the back of that cheetah. Wrong cheetah. Now let's just delete it. If anything, we can just put single glows. So let's say we want to add, let's find our two for our 2024. That is an option, or we can do something like this to break up, kind of break up the pinks, because we don't want it to be too much of the same color of pink. You know what I'm saying? So let's look for this kind of too. I'm going to press these dots and we're going to go down to view collection. And that way we can find the 20. Here we go. Here's the two. So let's remove this one. 6. Now these are pro elements. They are pro elements. So let's say you want to add one. Oh, let's find the 0 first because here's the 0. And then we're going to duplicate the 2, bring it down. And then let's put the 6 right there. Position it to the front. There we go. Down a tiny bit. We have our 2026. I am going to lock in whatever I have in the back because I need this to be together. Group that so that I can shrink it down a little bit. Because remember, we in here, we don't need it to be super wide. No more than about, I would say 3.6, 3.5 inches in width. Because in this area of the stole, it's skinny. And we do not want any of our images getting cut off because that's the only thing that's going to happen. It's going to get cut off. Oh, look at this too. That's a furry too. That's cute. I'm going to have to star this one. Now this is pro element. So if you are looking for something that's a non-pro element, then you're going to look for the ones that don't have the crown. Or I don't know if, for example, if you have Canva Pro, if you're able to create images, but it looks like you are. So you can just come down here and we're gonna say a digital airbrush glossy image featuring a really cute and girly 2026 in a fun layered 3D this with style, erase image, and then we are going to write, oh, I'm just gonna leave it like that and put on a, oh, of course we have to do the colors. The colors are different shades of pinks with shimmer and glitter on a transparent background. And let's see what we get. Oh man, so I have to type it all over. I don't think I said anything wrong. Maybe I put transparent background. I'm not even sure. Let's try it again. Okay, super cute. And then I'm going to click these three dots and I'm going to move it to my folder. You can also save it to your device and then upload it back into Canva. That does tend to be a lot of work sometimes, so I'm just going to do that. And now I want it to be going vertically, so I'm going to copy this and it's going to go right here. And I'm going to put the twin position in a vertical, was it stance? I don't know. With the two, I'm gonna just leave it like that and see what we get. And then of course change the aspect ratio to 9.16, 9 by 16 I should say, and let's do that again and see what we get. Hopefully we get it right. And these are cute. And then let's do it again. I like this one. Let's move it. This one is really cute too, but I don't like that. Had it been all, the way I'm looking for it to be, like this, kind of. But let's save these because I love when it gives me a lot because sometimes you need a lot, especially for the upcoming season. Okay, let's try again. Now, if for some reason it's not going, we can always go to ChatGPT and tell Chat what we're looking for, and it can give it to us. Oh, this one's kind of cool. I'm saving this one. It's a different shade of pink. This one as well because it's just cute. If the O was down a little more, I would say yes. So I'm just going to save it and we can see if we can move that O down a little bit. And let's generate one more time because it looks like it wants to give us what we want. Maybe we can add, let me see, vertical stance with the two being at the top and the six being at the bottom. I'll see this. There we go. This is cute. So we're getting there. Okay, so let's do that one more time. Because sometimes it's all about the way you're wording it. And that's why I'm like, if chat doesn't give me what I want, I'm gonna come. I mean, if this doesn't give me what I want, I'm gonna go to chat. I'm gonna save this one because with this one, we can put a frame right here and put her in the middle. So even though I didn't get what I want, I'm getting quite a few. And this is broken up enough that we can easily make that into what we need it to be. And this one is just really cute. Okay, so it doesn't want to give us what we want. That's okay. We got enough to either make what we want or you know, just switch it up a little bit. And these will stay in here, so I don't necessarily have to save everything. I can just keep it in here because it's going to be in my Canva clip arts folder. And this is all I have in my folder right here. So then we're going to go back to our design, and then I'm going to go to projects. I'm going to scroll down to stickers, and here's my Canva clip art, and there it is. So let's delete these and add one of these. Remove the background. Let's make sure it's the size that we need. Let's bring a little shimmer to the top. Make it a little smaller. And then now we have to add our class of. But while we're here, let's add this congratulations. Remove the back. I'm going to put that to the side because then I'm going to put her name here somewhere. And then we can change this color a little bit. We can make it a little brighter, change the shade of pink. There we go. Let's make it a tad bit brighter. We don't want it to be super bright, but there we go. We want it to pop. That is so cute. And then we can go get a pink hat. Let me see if Canva has one. So let's go to Elements and look up pink graduation cap. And we have a couple. This is cute. Let's flip that so the tassel isn't gone. And I'm going to shrink it so that it fits on top of the O, just like that. And we're just going to get a text box, and put class of. Go over here and change the font. So if you are making this for to sell as a template, you definitely want to be sure that you're using a bunch of free elements. I mean, free fonts and elements and things like that. Or you're creating them. If you're creating them, then whenever the person uses it, you don't have to worry about it not being what it's supposed to be. But if you're using elements and they of pro and they don't have pro, then it's going to change it. It's not a big deal, but all they're going to have to do is like switch it up. Okay, you just use this font class of. Let's put it up here. And I'm adding the effect just to make it pop a little bit. Let's make it a little transparent. And then I'm going to duplicate this and I'm going to, for the back, I'm going to make it a hollow. Bring up the thickness and let's change that color. I'm either changing it darker or I'm changing it black. And that's because we want it to be seen and we want it to stand out, but we don't want it to look like a sore thumb. So I'm thinking it's kind of reflecting this, which is really good. So we have our class of congratulations. Let's find her a mascot. So we're going to come over here because I need this as a mock-up. And we're going to look for a mascot. Let's just say she's home of the Eagles. I mean, of the Wolves. I'm sorry. Of the Wolves. So she goes to, what school does she go to? I'm only looking for the monogram version. So let's say she goes to MST High School. Let's put that there. And then change the font to a yearbook. Yearbook solid and an outline. What are her school colors? Hmm. Let's duplicate that, add a shadow. That's going to be black. Okay, and then we're going to change the font to white. That way it's still her school colors, but it's not looking like too crazy and clashes with whatever we got going on. Whatever is down there, I'm going to highlight. Oh, let me lock in that glitter. Then I'm going to highlight this, group it. That way we can move it wherever. Because I might want to put that up here by her shoulders. That way we can have her down here. Okay. So her name is, what is her name? Her name could be Clarissa. And let's put Clarissa in that. So this bright font that I use, it is Pro. And we're going to make congratulations a little smaller and move it out the way until we find where we're putting Clarissa right here in the middle. And then we're going to give her that color. And we're going to outline it with that color. Duplicate, make it hollow, and make it this color. The hollow, of course, for me is going to be black. My hollows are always black. I mean, not my hollows, my shadows are always black. Bring in the offset a little bit, make it a little transparent. And then you can even duplicate it, add a hollow, bring down the thickness, and let's make that like a light pink. Let's make the pink match the one that is on the cheetah. So I got my little dot. Went to text, clicked on the Doppler, the Doppler, and then just put it over the color that I want. And I'm going to bring the thickness down a tad more. There we go. And then we can put our congratulations on top. Let's bring that over here. There we go. Make it a little smaller. Congratulations, Clarissa. And then we can add a couple highlights to her name. Go to arrange and just click to the front. Bring it down a tad bit. So now we pretty much have the majority of our information, and now we just need to add some photos. So let's go to, because I don't have any. You want to go to photos and not necessarily graphics. Graphics isn't going to give you what you need. I do not feel like creating any models, or else I definitely would. Especially because I like my models to be a little cohesive. Okay, so we can just create one. Let's go to um mhm, mhm. For this one, I'm gonna go to Midjourney. Let's go to create, because all I'm doing is I'm going to use one of the images that I was already working on and change her into, let's use this text. Looking for a beautiful high school senior, age African American female, is dressed in a very cool attire for senior pictures. She is, oh, that's it. Okay, let's see what we get. I definitely forgot to put she loves the color pink, but these are really cute. They are super cute. And then we're gonna take her and we're gonna put her in Gemini and get a bunch of different poses. Okay, she's cute. Let's download her. Could that be the same girl? Show can. Let's download her. And they're really cute too. Stock photo. Okay, so let's go to Gemini. And then we're gonna say, can you give me a different pose, please?
My relationship with God matters. It's when nobody answers the phone. When no
So let me see. Can you make the cap and gown a little more satin and give her a different pose? Hey, good morning. I am currently recording the video for this week's challenge in my group. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but I had a horrible headache. So I'm like, let me hurry up and do it now. Okay, so now can I get the cap and gown to be a little more pink? Remove a purse and then remove the purse. Oh yeah, and give her your pose. Pose that is perfect for senior pictures. Okay, she has a scroll. Okay, this pink. This is giving like a dark blush. That is cute though. I'm gonna save that. I do wish it was a different shade of pink, but it's only giving me blush. I do love blush, but I was looking for a regular pink. And then after this, we're gonna get her in casual clothes. Can I see her in a more casual attire? Casual slash, not that Gemini knows what stylish is. This is cute. Okay, that's cute. But I would like to see her in pink. Let me see. Can you? I'm waiting for it to save. Okay. So now we can go back to Canva and I am going to upload all of those images. Now, look, Clarissa, the thing about this is something down here might not get seen. So after this, when I'm done, I'm going to get the template and put it on top of here just to make sure that everything is in the right area and nothing that is important is going to get cut off because it's definitely will. Let's remove that. And then we just need one more photo right here. So for that one, I think I want to go, let's do, should we do a over the shoulder cap and gown, or should we do a casual? So this little over shoulder cap and gown is really cute. Now for this, we can't go too far up or else she's going to be in the back of your shoulder. So pretty much it's just going to be like that with whatever it is that we're going to do. So we can, of course, move one of these ones. I really like this little over the shoulder one. I might do the over the shoulder instead of her looking in the horizon because that's really cute and playful. I do want her to be the same height as this one, so and for this one, I'm going to go to apps and I'm going to go to, oh, let me stretch her because then that's not going to work. There we go. Image blend, image blender. And then we are going to choose this purple one right here. And then you have different options. We don't need anything that's going to be in a circle, so we're going to use the linear one. And it does that sometimes. It'd be tripping. Where is the little, there we go. Save and bring her up. We do not want any blunt cuts on these stoles, please. Please, please, please. And then let's move that to the back. Go to layers and make sure that it is, okay. That is really cute. Now let me go get the, what is that thing called? Oh, the template to make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be and nothing is out of place. Let's give her a little shadow right here just so that she can pop on top of that. Let's give her a glow. I'm going to bring down the blur and the intensity because I only want it to be a little bit. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to go to edit, highlight her, click on edit, and make her a little brighter because she's looking a little dull. So we're going to make this one brighter as well, like a 19. And the brightness is just so that she just pops a little bit off the background. Let me see if I can change this pink. Oh, that's a little too pink. Okay, so maybe the pink that we had is just what it's going to be. Because she's looking a little washed out. And that was giving more velvet than satin. Now, the thing with Gemini is the images aren't like that great. So I'm going to highlight her and then let's go to edit. And we're going to enhance her a little bit because her face is looking a little blurry. Oh shoot, wrong. We don't need her retouched. Go down to apps and upscale. So hopefully with this upscale, we can see Clarissa's face a little bit better. Because this one was really good, but we got this one off of Midjourney. Thing about this image upscaler is that sometimes it takes a while. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna just go to my enhancer because I would have been done. Canva does have different apps, and the enhancer that I use, you do have to subscribe for. And depending on how many credits you want, it can range from $5 to more than that. I think I paid like $15 and I get about 1,000 enhancements a month, and it does roll over. So if I don't use something, it does roll over to the next month. Okay, that's better. Let's enhance this one and then we'll enhance the other one. There we go. She looking a lot better. This cap and gown is looking a little bit more velvet than it is satin, but I don't know where they had that at. A little velvet cap and gown. Now the image from Midjourney does not need to be enhanced. It was just the ones from Gemini. So, because she looks really cute right here. So we're just gonna leave that right there. And now I just want to go to positions and move around this little. Let's put that behind her. And boom. So now let's go. Let me find my nope. And then I'm just going to bring this up here and just to make sure that all my designs are right where they need to be. So I'm going to need to bring little Clarissa down. I'm going to bring these down a little bit. This is perfect. I just have to bring, I don't care about this being a little bit on the shoulder, and Clarissa's face right here being on the shoulder isn't that bad either because it's just going to be at the top of her shoulder. So as long as this is right there, we are good to go. But we can bring her down a little bit if we want her face to be seen. There we go. That is better. And we just hope little Carissa likes her stole. And everything should be in it because this is, like I said, for some reason on the stoles, this area right here is always a little skinnier than the bottom. So as long as you have this like 3 inches, no more than 3.5 inches wide, you should be good to go and not have to worry about anything like, falling off. Because I think down here might be 5, then up here is probably like 4 or, 4.5 or something like that. I'm not quite sure. And I'm going to remove that white from the middle because, boom, there we go. So this is how my stoles always look. I do tend to have that white in the middle just for separation, but I did find that just leaving it like this definitely helps. Or let me put that white back and just make it a tad bit skinnier because all stoles are definitely not sewn the same and they are not measured the same. And so in case I have any kind of like overflow, but there we go. I'll just leave the white that way. We have that separation. So whenever I go to cut in the middle, I know where I'm cutting. But that is it for the stole creation for our, what is this? Tip Tuesday, even though it's Wednesday. And until next time, I will see you guys later.